a happy Monday evening to all of you. Welcome to Minnesota, where the Minnesota Legend will take on the Denver Nightwings tonight on the Monday Night Spectacular. And what a spectacular matchup it is. The 5-3 Nightwings, the 4-4 Legend doing battle at the top of the Central. But don't forget about those 5-5 Chicago Warriors who beat Minnesota in Week 1. They're right in the thick of it as well in this very competitive division. Alongside Mark Mello and Ron Haynes on stats, Charles Doherty's in the booth. Little Miss Mia is watching from the couch. I'm Cameron Irvine. What's going on, Charles? It should be a great night tonight.
Oh my gosh, I love these. You know how much I love these division battles, and they're fighting for playoffs. Denver's at the top here. Minnesota's chomping at the bit to get a chance to go up against Denver. So much like last week, I think it was we may have another game that goes late into the fourth quarter till we figure out who the victor's going to be. Evenly matched on both sides. A lot of compelling stories, some of the players on the field. Can't wait to get this started.
These two teams met earlier this season, a rare second opportunity, second bite at the apple, if you will. Denver won 17-13. How will tonight play out? Mickey Melillo has the ball on the tee, and he has kicked it, and we are underway here on Monday night. Logan Keel on the return. Keel just throws off. That's the type of night we're going to have tonight, Charles, as Keel comes out swinging to the 27.
I mean, Keel, being a former coach in this league, I know how dangerous Keel is. In the return game, in the receiving game, he is a monster to scheme against. And he started out setting the tone for the game on that return.
Trellis Blanton is the quarterback for Denver, and what's interesting about Blanton is that he's thrown the third fewest interceptions, the second fewest touchdowns, but the 10th most pass attempts this season as the Nightwings try to put up more touchdowns than field goals on the board tonight, as Bailey O'Shaughnessy will pick up 3 on his first carry. Denver's offense includes Trellis Blanton, Jeremy Mosley, and Bailey O'Shaughnessy, along with R.E. Mills in the backfield. Dylan Lewis, Jay Viper, Michael Goodman, and Logan Keel, the wide receivers. Mike Kleinecht at tight end, Gene Bonazzi, Kiara Cool, Marcelo Martin, and D'Angelo De Jesus on the line. Blanton back to throw against some heat. One-on-one coverage. That pass is caught. Kleinecht with the reception. First down, Denver.
Kleinecht is at the rookie, 6'5", 242. Very, very impressive rookie season coming in there. And he's playing like, a 5-year veteran out there. Good route runner, able to get separation from the defender. And I know Blanton welcomes the fact that he's on the roster.
Fresh set of downs for the Nightwings to the 47.5-yard line as the handoff will go to Jeremy Mosley on his first carry of the night, a pickup of 2 yards. Defensively for Minnesota, that was David Leathers on the tackle. Slyn Shady and Derek Meerkat are the other safeties. Chris Stock, Nicholas Frosso, and Johnny Bravo, the corners. On the line, Angelo Meerkat, Jason Clay, and Mark Mello. The linebackers, Matthew Alvarado, Stephen Black, BJ Loveless, and Stephon Forge. This pass is intercepted. Picked off by Johnny Bravo. First down, Minnesota. They force a turnover on their opening possession.
Yeah, second interception for Johnny Bravo this season. And one of the things I was going to say about the Minnesota defense is they are very physical. They're third in the league in forced fumbles. And the reason why is because they hit. I mean, they hit hard. And they're setting the tone so far on defense. And hopefully that success can go over to the offense.
Gregory Hakeem is in the chat. Welcome to the broadcast in the Virtual Football Network. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, the SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved, as Colin Hart has been involved for a very long time. He picks up 8 yards.
Another thing, doing research for this game, one of the things that jumped out at me, much like last week, is they have three very solid backs. They don't really throw to that much, and let's see if that changes tonight.
Johnny Reno has had a special season thus far. The handoff is going to go to Jay Ballmer, which will set up a third down and short. He's joined by Isaac Knox, Hart, and Ballmer in the backfield. Hart, the 15-season veteran Wide receivers Quag Mam, Deezer Powell in his 16th season, Jay Taylor and E.J. Minson. The tight end is Jason France. On the line, Carly Forge, Axel Raven, Ruthie Raven, and Griffin King. 3rd and inches for Minnesota. The handoff from the fullback spot just did get the first down. That's the backup Richie. He was hit hard in the middle by Jimmy Burgett, but it's still a first down.
Love it. Short down situation, got to go to the fullback. And I love the fact that they got their fullback involved early.
Johnny Reno back to pass, completes that one to Jay Taylor, who's having a special season. Still 4 games left in the season for Jay Taylor and the Minnesota Legend, Charles, but he already has a career high, or a 4K23 era career high, I should say, 6 touchdowns this season.
One of the you mentioned that Powell's been in the league for 16 seasons. All of the receivers on here, including the tight end, have double-digit season experience, so they've seen everything. When it gets to a pressure situation, I don't think they're going to be phased.
Ballmer takes the handoff. It'll be another 3rd and short. Tank Bennett on the tackle. This very talented defense has Gerald Cumbas, Hugo Reynosa, Logan Gardner, Joseph Sabolko, Chuck Diesel, Luis Quintana, John Martin, Jimmy Burgett, Jimmy Hatsis, Luke Schreiner, Stephen Goodman, Ted Haynes, Parker Thomas, Lucas DeVore, Blake Prine, and Tank Bennett out there, but none of them can stop Colin Hart from picking up the first down.
I tell you what, this offensive line for Minnesota is going to have a tough job tonight going up against the defensive line of the Night Wings. The defensive end, Cumbas and Reynosa, are maxed out on pass rush, man. They really know how to get to the quarterback, and let's see if they're successful tonight.
Minnesota, slow and steady, wins the race so far in their opening drive, trying to make sure that they don't make any mistakes. Isaac Knox is going to slip 2 tackles, get down the sideline, knocks down the 16-yard line. First down for Minnesota, might be the 26. We'll get another look at it.
I know it's early in the game, but we're seeing both sides of the ball for Minnesota just really dictating the terms on the field. We see the defense being physical, and on the offense as well, man, they're laying down the block, setting up that edge for the running back, and getting good gains.
Isaac Knox so far this season just 3.4 yards a carry. He does have 4 touchdowns on just 52 carries. First down and 10 for Reno. He drops the throw. That pass is incomplete, intended for Quag Mam. $5 super chat from the Meerkats. The Meerkats are in the building, Cam. Give us that Meerkat meow.
Wow. Okay.
Change it up.
There's a 10-second rule. You can fix it if you want to. Are you want to keep it that way?
No, I don't need off the floor, Charles. 2nd and 10. Reno dropping the throw. That pass caught by Jay Taylor down to the 18-yard line. Another 3rd and short coming up for Minnesota, and what they've shown us so far, they're willing to just run it up the gut for a couple.
Yeah, it might be fullback time, but hey, smart play calling there by Minnesota. Those short dropbacks going up against this defense of the Night Wings, I think it's well played. You got to get rid of the ball quickly, and don't give time for those defenders to knock you out.
3rd and 2, handoff. Knox breaks a tackle, gets a first down. Take that. Colin Hart with another 3rd down carry. Colin Hart, number 1 in the league all time in touchdowns with 191 on the ground.
They're just taking chunks out of the field and knocking at the door here in the red zone. And the defense for Denver has really got to rise up at this point.
Halfway through the first quarter, Knox, another carry. Still going, Knox breaking another tackle down to the 6-yard line. Burgett says, I've had enough of you. Pickup of 8 yards.
That is what you call effort. Knox is showing effort on every time he touches the ball tonight. I mean, I thought he was down for no gain, and he just kept fighting through it. Look at that blocking there by Taylor. Wide receivers don't normally block that well.
And Taylor, I got to say, on the second one, it kind of looked like a little block in the back. Got lucky that they didn't get called, especially after showing the replay to all the folks at home. 2nd and 2. Palmer's in the backfield. They'll pitch it to Hart. And Colin Hart will drag a defender into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Legend capitalized off the interception.
We talked about effort for Knox, but way to go. Colin Hart put some effort on that one and walk away with 6 on the board. Great series there by Minnesota. They relied on their talented backfield And you got to give credit to that offensive line for making holes up against a really solid Denver defensive line.
And like the legends say, all Hart, as Hart has 24 yards on 4 carries and a touchdown on the opening drive, which was 12 plays, 70 yards, 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Minnesota is a different animal at home, averaging 36.7 points per game. At home this season, that is best in the league. And the last time Denver was here, the Nightwings won, one of only 8 losses all time here at this stadium. Kneel down for Keel. He's not going to be shoving anybody on that return. And Trellis Blanton's got to shake it off. He doesn't throw many interceptions, and Denver doesn't want to let this one get away from him.
Yeah, got to recover. I mean, he's been in the league for 6 seasons, so he knows how to bounce back.
First and 10 at the 20. This is going to be Dylan Lewis in motion for the Nightwings. In their black and whites with blue trim tonight. Bailey O'Shaughnessy on the right side, staying in bounds and picking up 22, almost untouched, Charles. You don't see that often in the SFL.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? O'Shaughnessy is a superstar in this league, and nothing wrong with them putting the entire offense on his back with a little help from Mills and Mosley to take them to the promised land. I mean, they are built to run, and on that play is just proof positive.
Both backs off to a hot start, and then you want to throw in Knox in there as well, who's got 29 yards on his first 2 carries. The handoff this time to Mosley, and Mosley shuffles through for 7. Charles, I know it's early in this game, but this is one of the best quarters of running the football I've seen all season.
Yeah, and there are a lot of hits, a lot of bruises, and there's going to be a lot of ice baths after this.
Second down and short, 3:25 to go in the first. Hand off to O'Shaughnessy,
Nice.
and this time he's picked up and thrown down by Matthew Alvarado.
Alvarado, that's his 14th TFL. He's got a good eye for the ball and just, very, very disciplined, runs through that gap and execute.
Third and medium now for the Nightwings. Got an eye look as Blanton drops to throw. He will find his man caught in one-on-one coverage. Dylan Lewis is going to walk in for a touchdown. Lewis and the Nightwings strike back.
I think, was it Statch that was covering? Just got body, went the wrong way, and that little move of his body just allowed Lewis a straight shot to the goal line.
A night of explosivity here in Minnesota. 7-7 after the Blanton interception. Both offenses respond with a touchdown, as that extra point from Jordan Bradshaw is good. 4-play, 79-yard drive takes just 1 minute and 25 seconds off the clock.
That's what you expect in these division matchups when you get closer to the playoffs, man. When they play each other, they're going to leave everything out on the field.
So Denver kicks it away. This is 1 yard deep in the beautiful Minnesota end zones as E.J. Minson will take it out to the 26-yard line. Denver, with 4 games left in their season, has a chance to have their best regular season record since season 16 when they won their last title. And this coaching staff of Michael Goodman and Jimmy Hatsis, Jimmy running the defense, Goodman running the offense, and head coach, has really turned this place around. First and 10 of the 26. Reno looking for a slant over the middle. The timing a little off. Looking for France, threw it behind him. Second down.
I mean, I really don't hate that play at all. And that short drop back by the quarterback, I think, is perfect medicine for Minnesota. Like I mentioned in the previous series, they just got to execute a little crisper.
Denver's playing their first road game since week 5 after a road date at Washington. was moved to week 16 from some scheduling conflicts earlier in the season. They're going to hand it off to Colin Hart. Hart is bouncing outside. It's still going. Hart is tackled by the only man that could have caught him at the end of the play, Hugo Reynosa, who hustled back after a myriad of errors off the Nightwing defense.
That was a highlight run right there. Look at that. Able to stand on his feet after getting hit, turn his body downfield, and able to keep churning those legs to get a first down. Impressive run.
4 players went down like bowling pins, which coincidentally usually looks like my first shot, about 4 pins down. 1st and 10, handoff to Knox, and Knox will be hit hard by Bennett. No gain on the play.
Yeah, I mean, so far, both of these teams are really showing an ability to run. You got to challenge these defensive lines to start digging their heels in and start taking control here.
Reno dropping a throw against some heavy pressure, and that pass was incomplete. Looking for Deezer Powell. A 3rd and long coming up for the first time tonight for Minnesota. Luke Schreiner in coverage.
I'm curious to see what they do on defense for Denver. I mentioned how skilled their defensive line is at the pass rush. Do they just stick with a 4-man rush, or do they, add some heat to it?
3rd down and 10 with a trips look off the left side. Dime look for Denver. Reno against a 4-man rush will step up in the pocket and deliver an incomplete pass to Powell. A really dangerous throw downfield for Denver because Ted Haynes looked maybe a little bit out of position, almost got called for a PI. Minnesota will have to punt.
I was just going to say that. He was close to a PI. I think they might have dodged one on that one, but all you can say at that point is great coverage by Haynes.
First punt of the night. As that is returned up to the 29-yard line. We've got, let's see, Series 1916 is what I'll go with. How long is each game? What do you think, Charles? About an hour and 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, but if you do the Mercat imitations, it may be longer.
We don't stop the game for that.
I mean, I don't know.
Let's make sure that
put me on the spot. I had to come up with something quick.
Siri Clux 1916, welcome to the broadcast here tonight. Happy to have some new faces in as Blanton's pass is past the ear hole of the defender, and Logan Keel picks up 9.
That was a beautiful pass by Blanton. I mean, not a very small window for success on that one, and just showed his accuracy on that play.
2nd down and 1. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy, 1st down to the 41-yard line. This matchup is fascinating, Charles, because it really does feel like the playoffs hang in the balance. Denver has a chance to sweep Minnesota. You also have Chicago laying in the wake. It should be a fascinating finish. Denver beat Chicago. Minnesota lost to them. Blanton dropping the throw. And again, a very physical play made by the defense. No call. The refs are letting them play tonight, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and here's what I like about both teams. And maybe I'm not going to make any sense here, but I'll go ahead anyway. But they're straightforward, both sides. You're not seeing any exotic looks, on a short down situation. They load it up with power. A passing, they go 3 wide. There's no, smoke and mirrors. They just line up their best against yours, and it's a fight to the end.
Blanton, everybody brought everybody. Wide open. That is Michael Goodman, who's going to prance into the end zone and score. Touchdown. You hate to see it, but it's a part of the game, unfortunately, as the Denver Nightwings will take a 7-point lead. Minnesota's got to bounce back.
I think they did. I think they went all blitz on that one.
I think so.
And smart heads-up play by Blanton. Found the uncovered. That was Goodman, right? Goodman alone, and all he had to do was hold on to that ball and just run straight to the end zone.
So Denver shakes off an early interception and scores back-to-back touchdowns through the air as Trellis Blanton, who coming into the night had just a mere 6 touchdown passes, has thrown 2 in the first quarter of play and takes a 14-7 advantage.
I could imagine, Cam, that it's in the mind of Trellis Blanton, it's like Christmas comes early. When you take that snap and there's so much pressure and you see wide open Goodman and you're able to get rid of it, I mean, you can't ask for a more perfect situation.
Minnesota will start with it at the 28-yard line. Charles, you've seen all these teams all season long. Denver, Chicago, Minnesota. Any thoughts about, what you've seen out of these teams and how maybe they stack up in your mind? I mean, it's anybody's game right now in the Central.
I think the one that's I don't know if confounding is the right word, but Chicago. I mean, the way they run their offense is just, they're proud of it. They don't care. They don't like, much like tonight. They just line up and they're not going to show you any surprises, and they're pretty darn good on offense. So, out of those three teams, that would be the one I would probably put at the bottom of the list as far as one I'd want to face.
Goes Colin Hart, confounding presence to the defense. Now 44 yards on 6 carries here tonight. Bailey O'Shaughnessy is chasing a milestone. He is 6 yards away from that. More on that a little later, but Colin Hart pretty much has all the records. He is a shoo-in for the 2026 Hall of Fame for sure. Handoff, Ballmer has the first down, and that will trickle the final seconds away here in the first quarter. A very exciting first quarter under the lights in prime time. We wouldn't want to have it any other way. Denver 14, Minnesota 7. You're watching the Monday Night Spectacular, Season 25, Week 13 edition, right here on the Virtual Football Network. Ron Haynes and Mark Mello in the Stats Truck. I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Charles Doherty with you here tonight. And, man, what a great start. The second of 2 meetings this season between the Nightwings and the Legend. Minson on the motion. A nickel look for Denver to start the quarter as Colin Hart will pick up nothing. A tackle made by Quintana. Wanted to shout out Jay Taylor in the chat. Absolutely love the fact that my family has kept the cancer ribbon on the field in the end zones. I am 1 year, 3 months cancer free. Love my Legend family. That's what it's all about, Charles.
It's awesome. What a great story. I mean, we keep talking about how the SFL's a family, and when folks like J.D. Taylor go through that, and able to come up on top, I mean, it just fills your heart with joy.
And there's that man again, Charles. Hugo Reynosa, 6th in the league in sacks, coming in with 7.5. He just got our first sack of the game on either side. 3rd and 14.
I told you, he's a beast. You gotta keep a helmet on Reynosa all day.
Again, Minnesota convert on 3rd and long. Just a 3-step drop and a deep fire pass into double coverage. Tried to get it over the outstretched arms of Ted Haynes and Tank Bennett to no avail. Minnesota will have to punt for their 2nd straight possession.
Both of these defenses, with the exception of that one, all-out blitz that they may have had to have taken it back if they could have. These defenses are playing great tonight against this offense. I mean, especially downfield coverage. Running, it's a little questionable, the running defense, but man, as far as pass coverage, it's spot on.
I think maybe both of these two, although I must say Trellis Blanton's having one heck of a night outside of the interception. But I think both of these teams, just seeing how they've come out tonight, have looked at those secondaries and said, that's not for me, fam, and wanted to stick to the ground a little more tonight.
That's right, and that's smart, too, because especially Denver going up against the Legend, their secondary for the Legend is just unbelievable. Max ratings across the board.
First down at the 27, trips off the right side for Denver. The handoff goes to Bailey O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy will scoop up 7. That means that Bailey O'Shaughnessy has crossed the 9,000-yard career milestone mark. Bailey O'Shaughnessy is 26th in the SFL all-time. He is very close to passing the great non-user from yesteryear, Park Hee-chul, which only the SFL oldies will know. for 25th all time. That's coming up for Bailey, but right now it's 3rd and 1 after the Mosley carry.
Bailey is a beast, and I talked about his ratings at the top of the game, his break tackle, his durability. He is perfectly built to be a workhorse on these things.
3rd and 1, fullback handoff, Ari Mills, first down. Ari Mills has not gotten a lot of work, does a lot of blocking, but does have 28 carries through 8 games, 3.8 yard per carry average, and he gets the first down there.
Yeah, and this isn't his first rodeo. 11 seasons in the SFL. You give him the ball, he knows what to do with it.
Oh, Bailey O'Shaughnessy shoving a defender out of the picture and picking up 3 yards to set up a 2nd and 7 as De Jesus picks him up.
I'm loving this on both sides of offenses. They're letting everyone in the backfield touch the ball. Love it when they get the fullbacks involved. And like I said, when it's a short down situation, love it that they rely on the fullback to get it done.
2nd down, 7, the handoff to Mosley, and that's a great open field tackle by Matthew Alvarado, because if Mosley breaks that one out, there wasn't much left on that right side.
Definitely. They're at 3rd and 3 here. Yeah, I'm curious to see if they stick with the running game. I mean, they've been very successful, but I think Minnesota might be teed up for it.
Matthew Alvarado, the Defensive Player of the Year last season, also his first All-Star appearance in 7 seasons in the SFL. And O'Shaughnessy is going to get dipsy-dooed short of the sticks by Derek Meerkat, and that might set up Denver's first punt of the night.
Yeah, they brought the safety in, and that was smart because I think everyone in the stadium knew that they were going to run the ball.
Their catch called for at the 21-yard line. That is by Quag Mam, who we have not gotten to see do anything with the football. Mam is number 1 this season in yards, average, and touchdowns as a returner, a very dangerous weapon.
That's impressive. You got 2 kick returns for a touchdown. That's in a league of its own.
6:34 to go in the first half. Denver 14, Minnesota 7. 5-3 Nightwings, 4-4 Legend in a monster game here on the Monday Night Spectacular as John Martin makes the stop for a pickup of just 1. I think that's the latest in a game I've ever mentioned John Martin's name, Charles.
I love it that both of these teams, man, they're throwing their bodies around, hard hitting. I mean, it's great.
Reno dropping a throw. He's going to roll to the right. Reno fires a quick laser, and actually Lucas DeVore he almost missed it completely on his way over to cover somebody else and nearly snagged that with 1 hand.
Definitely, yeah. Hit him in 1 hand. Not sure he was expecting it, but maybe there's just instinct to get that arm up.
3rd and long again for Minnesota. Reno looking, searching, firing. Jay Taylor, first down. Took a while for him to get open, but Taylor able to move the sticks for Minnesota.
Yeah, he used a lot of real estate on that field. I think he started at the top of the screen and just slowly made his way to the bottom and found that gap in the coverage and was able to execute. But you got to give tip of the hat to Reno for seeing him across the middle.
Minnesota has crossed the 100-yard threshold and avoids our 3rd straight punt to start the 2nd quarter for now. 1st down and 10. As the first half melts away, Reno straight back and throws it right into the hands of John Martin. That's as easy as you please for Martin.
And it's his first interception of the season.
Wow.
I mean, he was just playing center field out there, reading the quarterback's eyes, and I guarantee you Reno did not see that. And there were probably some salty words out of Reno's mouth when he released the ball.
Sometimes one of the things that can get you in trouble as a team is when that almost looked like a one-read play, right, Charles? And
yep.
Those are the most easily scoutable plays. It looked like Martin had watched some film and knew just where to position himself.
And it's a trade-off on those short drops, Cam. You don't have a lot of time to make a decision.
First down into Minnesota territory. O'Shaughnessy! Oh my! Past the 10, down to the 4, pushing to the 2.5. First and goal, Denver.
Another impressive run by O'Shaughnessy, and Talked about his ability to break tackle, and on that one, he showed it. Just bounced off safety, just threw the safety down to the feet on the ground. It showed his power. Almost made it in the end zone, but setting up that offense for perfect scoring position.
And that was Donnie Nicky, the backup free safety, and you wonder if there was some fatigue or a different sub package out there or what, but not good news for Minnesota's defense as Jeremy Mosley walks it in, points to the 4 fans that made the trip from Denver and says, "This one's for you, touchdown, Night Wings."
Yeah, impressive run game by Denver so far tonight. And hats off to not just the offensive line, but we're seeing good blocks across the board with the tight ends and the wide receivers.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's a tough ticket to get into if you're a road team here. Minnesota is 34-8 all-time at home, the 3rd best percentage. The Denver Night Wings on the road, actually a pretty decent road team. They're 10th all-time in the SFL in win percentage on the road. It's still only 36%, but still, Denver certainly does not have issues winning out of their own building. So the kickoff is away, and Denver has scored 21 unanswered. You think about how this game started, Charles, and it was an interception from Blanton, only his 11th on the season. Then Minnesota drives 12 plays over 4 minutes, scores a touchdown, and you're thinking, oh man, Denver's about to have another dud night, and it has been all Night Wings since.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect, though, division leader. I mean, you want to represent your division and your team in the playoffs. You got to win on the road big against someone as good as Minnesota.
Hart tosses it over to Taylor. It's one of the most difficult things to execute, it feels like, in the SFL. Just a 5-yard pass.
Yep. There's normally 10 people waiting to nail you as soon as the ball comes in your zip code.
2nd down and 5 off the reception to Taylor. This is going to be Ballmer in motion. They'll toss it out to Hart, and Colin Hart is still going to make something out of nothing and pick up a yard as DeVore is the man to bring him down.
Yep, DeVore brought him down. Tank Bennett set it up. Just some, a helmet on him, that just enough to slow him down so DeVore could come in and finish it up.
3rd down and 4. Reno straight back. This time fires to France on the right side of the offense, and France was all alone for the 1st down.
Yeah, nothing sexy. Just run straight down the field, run past the oak tree, and it was just a straight pass by Reno.
Listen, I think sexy is all of a matter of opinion. I thought it was a great play.
Okay.
3:40 to go in the first half. Hart had near a 1st down, but spun backwards. Really nice job saving the 1st down there from Stephen Goodman. Charles, you never cease to amaze me. I never know what you're going to say, and it always catches me by surprise.
Oh, really? When Hart gets the ball, even though I know he's successful, it catches me by surprise. That run right there was just not a 1st down, but pretty dang solid.
But Minnesota's got Jay Ballmer to pick it up on 2nd down and short, and that will move the sticks. Minnesota's kind of struggled moving the ball offensively this season. They're only 17th in the league in 1st downs per game, 13th in total yards. I mean, it hasn't been an offensive explosion, but they're executing pretty well tonight outside of that interception to Martin. But Hart bottled up here, only picks up 1.
Yeah, they gotta. As much as I love the running with the fullbacks and the halfbacks, say it every time we do a game cam, gotta sprinkle in a little success in the short and mid-range passing to kind of soften that up a bit.
2nd and 9 for Reno. Reno waiting for Minson to break free, and that is Minson's first catch of the night. That will put him also over 9,000 career receiving yards.
I mean, he's built like a tight end out there, Cam. I mean, 6'5", almost 240, and between him and Taylor, and you got France as well. It's like you got 3 tight ends out there that can run like gazelles.
For Minson, he's 31st all time. He's got a ways to go, 319 yards to catch K.L. Barrett, the Santa Fe Gorillas icon, as France makes another catch over the middle for a first down. And also K.L. Barrett's son, now the punter of Mexico City. So that's who Minson's chasing. Right now, Denver chasing Jason France all over the field.
I can say that's sexy now. I mean, that short drop, he's really executing well. I'm starting to see it in a new light.
I'll give you that one, Charles. That was more sexy than the other one. Right,
bringing sexy back.
Man, I feel for Timberlake. Have you seen the footage of him just like phoning it in on stage? He's like doesn't even sing anymore. It's tragic.
Really? No.
Yeah. Hand off to Colin Hart. You know, if Tyler Falk was here, he'd say this is the NSYNC days. But
I'm too busy watching Taylor Swift videos.
Really?
No.
Is that? Oh.
My granddaughter loves Taylor Swift.
How many times she listened to the new album?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a couple days.
Second down and 9. Oh, Deezer Powell able to shuffle his way through down to the 11-yard line. Reno playing with fire, but it's working out on possibly the last drive of the first half.
I mean, so quarterback's dream. Deezer Powell, Jay Taylor, Minson, and France. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
You've got it's like a kid in a candy store.
This is
fat kid with cake.
One of, if not the most talented units in the pass game in the SFL. Now with 1:09 to go, that play signals right there. We're probably going to see passing the rest of the way from Minnesota as they take their first time out.
You know, maybe not. I mean, they're in a good spot here where they've got options. I don't know. Well, but they're going to line up in shotgun. Shut up, Charles.
France off the left. He's going to go in motion to the right. Denver following him, stalking him.
Good matchup, Haynes and France.
Reno out of the shotgun, and there goes John Martin, who's got a pick and now a sack to his evening. Minnesota burns their second timeout.
Yeah, great game so far for Martin. Third sack of the season. And they got through that line. And, you know, I think they might have saw something here where we're going to see a little bit more activity from the linebackers blitzing, because they didn't really do a lot of it early in the game.
Reno dropping a throw and just airmails that. Maybe a little bit of happy feet as he was looking for Minson. And I got to give Denver's defense their props. They have 16 contracted players. Man, Minson took a huge hit there from Parker Thomas. 16 contracted players. I mean, you look at the route
tree, Cam.
Say again, Charles?
I'm sorry. Well, you look at the route tree on that play, you're not really helping your quarterback out much. I mean, it's pretty much straight routes into the end zone. You're not really being very creative, and, you know, you're putting a lot of pressure on Reno to find an open man downfield against a very solid secondary for Denver.
Yeah, I agree. Not good route concepts there. Mickey Melillo has kind of struggled this season, 14 to 17. Gets that long drive for the Minnesota Legend. A 14-play, 64-yard drive that results in a field goal. And Melillo able to make sure that he does not add another blemish to his resume this season. As I was saying about Denver's defense, they have 16 contracted players. 13 of them have made a tackle in this half. The team has 29 tackles, so each one of them is averaging like 2. It's just been an extremely balanced effort on that side of the ball. It's one of the reasons they're up 11.
Funny. I mean, what a battle, but you know, for the Legend, it had to walk away with some points. I know they wanted a touchdown, but they had to put at least 3 on the board, so they're still hanging in there. They're still fighting. We've got a lot of game left.
First down at the 22-yard line. 227 total yards for Denver offensively here tonight. There goes O'Shaughnessy breaking tackles. Got a late block. One man to beat. And it's blocked away. O'Shaughnessy is going to score. Touchdown Denver.
Oh my God, what a run. I mean, Colvin tried to stop him, the outside linebacker, but no such luck. You don't have enough speed, sir. And then Stats tried to get it right at the last second and got stiff-armed into the ground. I mean, another highlight run by O'Shaughnessy and 6 points on the board.
148 rushing, already an incentive here in the first half for Bailey O'Shaughnessy. That one goes, as we get the drive summary, albeit brief, on the screen. That one goes for 78 yards, and Denver has blown this game open. We've seen a couple guys, coaching is about substitutions too, Charles. We've seen a couple guys out there for Minnesota that we're not used to seeing. They look a little bit discombobulated defensively tonight, and Denver's taking full advantage.
Oh, yeah, and, that was a statement run by the Denver offense. I mean, starting up front with the great blocking and then just putting it all on O'Shaughnessy's shoulder. I told you at the beginning of the game, he's the type of player you can put the entire playbook on, and those types of runs make me look like a genius.
Mam takes it up to the 29-yard line. That run comes 1 yard short of the longest run this season. That was Christopher Dean's 79-yarder earlier this season, but that one was one of the most impressive runs of the season. And in fact, I was looking at season 24's numbers. That is the longest run of the season, eclipsing Ray Bentley's overtime run we had last week on the Monday Night Spectacular. Hart breaks a tackle, gets a block.
Here we go.
Hart still in bounds.
Here we go.
Down the sideline, 25 seconds to go, and Minnesota will burn their final timeout.
Oh, my God. Hart and O'Shaughnessy are putting on a running clinic tonight. That was an effort. I mean, how many people did he plow through? 4 defenders on the sideline?
If only he would have been able to get out of bounds, as Minnesota now with no timeouts. 3 off the right side. Now it's going to be Ballmer going in motion. He's got to hurry and get set here. So the fullback isolated out to the left. This is Reno dropping back to throw, looking for France. The pass is incomplete. Further research, Charles, that is the second longest run in the no stamina era of the SFL, which is a really impressive feat for O'Shaughnessy.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, that last play by Minnesota took way too much time. I mean, you got to line up on the line and know what you're doing and not send your receiver from the top of the screen to the bottom. That takes up way too much time.
21 seconds to go, no timeouts. Minnesota's got to be careful as they try to get
There we
into field goal range. That is Jay Taylor breaking a tackle inside the 10 and scores!
Wow.
Touchdown, Minnesota! Oh, man, Monday night is spectacular.
It's like a punching match, back and forth. The offense for Minnesota answered. You got Colin Hart battling down the sidelines to take nothing and making it something. And you got Jay Taylor catching it at his ankles, able to pull it up, throw aside the defender, and just power it into the end zone. Way to answer, Minnesota. My hat's off to you.
Wow, Taylor's 7th touchdown of the season. Woo. And he does it in unbelievable fashion as he gets down the field in about 6 seconds. In Minnesota, it doesn't have to worry about kicking a field goal. I was a little worried there at the end, Charles, that Taylor was going to try to go out of bounds and stop the clock, and then that would essentially bring on the field goal unit because they wouldn't have enough time to run more than one play. But he made the smart decision and got all the way to the end zone.
So if you wait a minute, give me 1 second, Okay, I'd be crossing the 30 right now.
Oh, man. Oh, I think I would have passed out. Oh, what a hit! Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Was
that Ford that did that?
That was big number 96, I think. Yes, Stephon Forge. Oh, my gosh.
That was angry, and that man has a family.
Somehow in a game with 45 points in the first half, it's still been one of the hardest hitting games of the season. First down to the 25, the handoff goes to O'Shaughnessy, and Bailey almost got loose again. That'll be the end of the first half.
I don't know what Tyler Brayton was doing on that one. He did a shimmy to the other side of the field and missed the runner.
End of the first half of play, Denver 28, Minnesota 17. Your thoughts on a wild first half, Charles?
Well, the score may not show it, but, man, Minnesota still has a lot of heart, man, especially We saw it on that last drive. They're down by 11, but they really, did what they needed to do late in the first half to get a little bit of momentum going into the second half. But quarterback play's been solid, but what's really popping out is the running game for both. I mean, 155 yards for O'Shaughnessy, and the running game for Minnesota isn't that bad either. And we're seeing some great runs from Hart. When Ballmer and Knox get the ball, they're executing. But, I think what needs to happen on the Minnesota side is that defense is going to have to do something to start upsetting the rhythm and the flow of that Denver offense.
11 for 154. The most points ever scored in this 5-game series is 53. We have 45 at the half as Denver tries to maintain control, get the sweep on Minnesota. The Legend are not going to make that easy. Now Quig Mam is back to return the kick. The wind is a little bit in the face of Denver going in this direction, so we might get to see Mam on a return. We will from the 4-yard line. Check that. It's E.J. Minson. Minson is going to get that up to the 32-yard line to pick up a new fresh set of downs for the Minnesota Legend coming out of the third quarter.
Well, I mean, Minnesota has a lot of options on kick returns, Minson and Mam. But hey, what's the record for Monday Night Spectacular scoring in one half? Do you know?
Oh gosh, we're definitely going to work on, for those that are wondering, we're definitely going to work on our record keeping over the offseason.
45 is a lot. I don't recall, at least this season, being that much in one half.
Absolutely. Hand off to Colin Hart, and Hart will pick up 4. Boring 2nd and 6.
I mean, maybe I'm not sure we're going to see it, but this might be a good time to maybe implement a little play action because the defense is keyed up on that run. Do something, maybe a rollout, something to throw them off.
2nd down and 6. Reno going to hand it off to Ballmer, and he'll pick up 4 on the carry. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
There's Ballmer again. Why not?
Minnesota playing in their 90th franchise game. They have won 58% of their games all time. That's 5th best amongst active teams. 3rd down and 2. Reno gonna take it himself. Reno with the spin and diving forward to the Denver 48-yard line.
Or you can do that. We talked to roll out play action, but QB sneak works too, I guess.
And we gotta pull this stat up on the screen for everyone. Average yards per play here tonight. Denver 13.5. Minnesota still a very high 5.4 here so far tonight. They're two of their 3 scoring drives, 12 and 14 plays respectively. There goes Hart, and Bennett saves the touchdown.
Wow. Oh my God, he did save the touchdown. I thought that he was taken into the house. And and Bennett just really had to stretch his body out to slow down that runner. And I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but man, Bennett really executed.
And that was Taylor and Ballmer up the field, getting key blocks there to help spring Colin Hart. Now Isaac Knox, who we saw had a very great first half on limited touches, is actually shut down for the first time tonight, a loss of 1.
He's got 9.7 yards per carry. I think he with O'Shaughnessy's 14, he's second with yards per carry.
There's no way. That's 2nd down and 11. Reno dropping a throw against a 4-man rush, and again, airmails his intended target. That was Minson.
You saying I'm wrong?
No, I just, it's unbelievable that a guy with 14 yards per carry is not the leader in yards per carry in this game. 3rd and 11. Minson goes in motion. Dime look for the Nightwings, and it's, I believe it's Martin. No, it's Quintana calling out the signals. Again, Reno has all kinds of time. Finds Quagman over the top. Touchdown, Minnesota.
That, I believe, was Mam's first touchdown of the season. And what a great read there by Reno. Plenty of time to read this, to go through all the progressions and just put it barely over the outstretched hands of the boy.
Quag Mam's first receiving touchdown this season, 10th all-time. Had the couple of return touchdowns against Oklahoma City earlier this season. But Mam finding the end zone beautifully. And in fact, not only is it his first touchdown of the season, but it's just his third catch of the season in this offense that's usually dominated by Powell and Taylor.
It's amazing. That is amazing. And what a way for Minnesota to answer. I mean, they had some steam at the end of the first half, but man, they're still stoking it here in the second.
That is our 5th touchdown of the night of over 35 yards, and that was the shortest of the 5 touchdowns.
I'm going to go back again. That pass by Reno was just magnificent. How many times do we see it overthrown, or it hits the receiver in the ankles? I mean, that was a perfect throw by Reno.
Both quarterbacks now with a positive touchdown to interception ratio. You see the yardage breakdown on your screen. From a passing yards perspective, Minnesota with the edge. From a rushing yards perspective, Denver with the edge. But both teams working on 200 in both categories. This is Lewis, who has a touchdown tonight. All 6 of his seasons have been here in Denver. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy. Oh my goodness, that's another brutal hit on the safety, Donnie Nicky. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Was able to get 5 out of that. I mean, not many running backs in this league would be able to survive that first hit.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Blanton against heavy pressure, gonna step up and run, and sacked by Derek Meerkat. 4th down.
First sack of the season for Meerkat, and great defensive play calling there, putting the safety up there on the line to shut it down. And I mean, that's what they need to do against Blanton. I mean, Blanton's been, having too much time in the pocket and staying too clean.
Well, now the Minnesota Legend are on a roll as they force this punt from Bradshaw to the 35-yard line. This is Quag Mam on the return. Tackled at the 45, but pretty good field position coming up for the Minnesota Legend.
Wow, I mean, I got to catch my breath. I mean, this is just, it seems to me like, I mean, the first half was amazing, and it seems like it's even going up a notch here in the second.
623 yards of offense in this game, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter of play as the Legend look to take the lead back in this game for the first time since 7-0. This is Reno, and again Reno in one-on-one coverage throws a dart to Deezer Powell for the first down.
I love you know what? It didn't work, but I love the fact that they sent the blitzers in, 2 linebackers in to pressure Reno. But Reno's a pro, an all-star, and just was able to capitalize on it. I mean, not many quarterbacks looking at that wave of pressure is able to execute.
Listen, $2 super chat from Derek Meerkat. I'm pretty sure that was my first career sack. And as long as it is officially counted as a sack, because as Hart takes the carry, I did notice, Charles, that it was 3rd and 5. They marked it as 4th and 5, which I think was a pretty poor spot. If they're marking that as a sack, Derek Meerkat is absolutely right. His first career sack.
You got to watch it, though. Ron Haynes in the truck sometimes takes stuff like that away.
Oh, don't make Ron Haynes the villain.
Just kidding.
That's cold. Jay Ballmer picking up 3rd down and 6 upcoming as Jimmy Burgett makes the stop.
I love in situations like this when the defense sends the heat. I hope they do this on this play. Again, Denver's got the horses to do it, and I think it'll be successful.
Already the 11th 3rd down of the night for Minnesota. They've converted 7 of their first 10 as Taylor goes in motion. 3rd down and 6. Under 5 to go in the 3rd. This is Reno trying to hit some sort of arrow or rub or something that did not work. It's 4th down.
What you didn't see on that screen, because it happened so fast, was the quarterback Luke Schreiner was in there and just positioned, I mean, showing good discipline, positioned his body right between the quarterback and the receiver, so the receiver was not able to get that ball.
Denver able to just get a stop. This punt is going to be fielded at the 4, and it's Logan Keel to the 11 who lost his way a little bit. And people, you know, I always see in the chat, what are you doing? Why would you do that? I see people across football every weekend field punts when they really shouldn't.
Well, I mean, I would say that, but then you see it's Logan Keel doing it. I mean, Keel's a beast at returning, so I can't, you know, I got to zip my lip when I see that it's Keel back there.
Keel is 7th all-time in kick return average, a 32.8 average. Pretty impressive. He's handling most of the punt return duties here tonight. 1st and 10 at the 11, 4:46 to go in the third. 28-24 Denver. The handoff goes to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy will scoop up a couple more. Tackled by B.J. Lovelace.
I'm waiting to see if maybe they put Goodman, one of the fastest players in the game, put them on one-on-one on a deep route. I mean, you know, motion into the top of the screen, the bottom of the screen on man-to-man coverage, and just let it be one-on-one.
And out to Mosley, lost a yard. And to your point, Charles, Goodman, 1 catch tonight for 58 yards. Lewis, 1 catch tonight for 53 yards. In fact, Trellis Blanton, since he threw that pick, is 4 of 5 for 2 touchdowns. He's barely thrown the ball. I think we're going to see him try to throw it here on a 3rd down and 9. 4 receivers in the pattern. Blandis sack! Oh, man, Mark Mello, how do you do?
Oh my God. He took Blanton's lunch money, his mortgage payment, and his electrical bill. And oh my God, on that sack. Oh my, unbelievable. Nobody touched him from the snap. It's like he knew what was going to happen. He knew where the blocking scheme was and just took advantage of that Denver offensive line.
Bradshaw standing right on the Sasquatch head in the end zone. And this punt from Mam is going to get all the way down to the Denver 39-yard line. And Minnesota, who punted from just about this spot just a couple of minutes ago, has it right back.
1st and 10 on the Sasquatch head.
It's like one of those plant your flag on the 50-yard line kind of insults. I mean, he was right on the nose of that guy.
That's funny. I say, you know, stuff you can't expect. Man, you're just like me. Hey, heck. Put it all on me, Cam.
It's mutual now. 3.5 to go in the third. This is Taylor in motion from right to left to the far side of your picture. 4-3 defense for Denver. Reno hands it off to Hart, and blowing that play up from the jump, Logan Gardner, no gain.
Yeah, he tried, but Gardner was not having any of it.
A nip and tuck affair here in Minnesota tonight. The Legend have 3 games remaining. Vancouver, Pittsburgh, and Fort Worth. Certainly a tall task at 4-4. Denver, 3 opponents remaining. Oklahoma City, Florida, and Washington. A little bit easier, but still a challenge as Isaac Knox will get a couple more, and that'll force another 3rd down. The reason why that's surprising is Denver forces the fewest 3rd downs by their opponents this season.
And Martin, just what fast reaction time. He was in the middle of the field and was able to shut that down.
3rd down, 8 yards to go for Minnesota. Reno will throw inside rush. Reno steps up, and Johnny Reno has a 1st down to the 26-yard line.
Defensive end Cumbus was tasting blood there. Thought he was going to have a sack and be able trying to figure out how he was going to dance. But man, Reno just smart playing by that veteran, tucking it in and just finding an opening to get a 1st down.
Reno in his career averages 2.1 yards a carry. He's averaging 12 yards a carry tonight. And so far this season, a 4.5 yards per carry average. So Reno has really stepped it up with his feet. Hart now will leave Reno empty back there. And Reno's going to the end zone in double coverage. It's incomplete. Looking for Powell. This time it's Denver's Blake Prine in his 10th season, the 3-time All-Star, making the deflection.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was covered deep downfield, and I think they just need to shake that off and start anew.
Under 2 to go in the third quarter. 7 in the box for Denver. One-on-one on the outside. They hand it off to Colin Hart, breaking off a tackle, getting Minnesota into the red zone. Another third down coming up, 2 to go.
I mean, that's a luxury. I mean, you got that pass in the end zone, doesn't do anything. You're looking at 10 yards, and you have Mr. Reliable Hart. Just give him the ball, and he cuts off 8, and now you're looking at third and extremely manageable.
Up to 18 carries for 83 yards for Colin Hart tonight as we wind down to the end of the third quarter. This is Isaac Knox in the backfield, and Knox is hit right at the line by John Martin. 4th and short for Minnesota.
He's having a heck of a night tonight. We've seen him flying to all sides of the field. I mentioned his quick reaction time, but man, he can really lay the hit down when he needs to.
Martin, 6 tackles, a sack, a TFL, and 2 interceptions tonight as Mickey Malillo's kick is drifting right, but it is good. That is a 7-play, 22-yard drive that takes 2:25 off the clock. This is now the near the highest score in the series. I did my math wrong at halftime. It was 63, not 53. It was the record in this series, but still up to 55 now, 28-27, the Night Wings by a point.
I mean, we still got a minute left, Cam, in this quarter, but I mean, it wouldn't be a Monday night spectacular without a 1-point difference going into the fourth.
We have had some really outstanding Monday night spectacular games throughout the season. As Keel returns it up to the 27-yard line with a minute to go. Okay, so Denver has had 26 offensive plays. That's it. We're almost to the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Minnesota has had, just doing some fuzzy math here, 58 offensive plays in this game. I mean, it's been wild, the difference, and Denver's still winning.
I mean, it's amazing though, because the quarterback is passing 22 yards per completion, and O'Shaughnessy's at almost 12 yards per carry. So it's not that surprising when you look at the yards per play.
In total plays, 64 to 31. Oh, they brought everybody again, Charles. Oh, man, this defense is a mess tonight. And Michael Goodman, for the second time, will dance his way onto the Sasquatch. Oh, he spiked it right on the teeth of Minnesota's mascot in the end zone.
He just took a bicuspid out. I don't even know what that is. But I tell you what, we talked about lining up Goodman so he could challenge the coverage downfield. And he didn't have any coverage downfield. And again, Blanton had to see Christmas in front of him. And, Santa Claus gave him a gift, which was Goodman wide open.
We've probably seen that maybe 4 or 5 times all season long, Charles. We've seen it twice tonight. We've also seen a couple of guys we're not used to seeing on the field for Minnesota. It's just been a little bit of a discombobulation. And, I mean, so far they're still in the game. But, man, that could make the difference when it's all said and done as Denver goes back up by 8.
Yeah, I mean, you always got that likelihood of that play being called again. So, I know the defense is a little nervous for Minnesota, but they're still hanging in there.
Minnesota has proven they can shake off a number of pieces of adversity tonight as Minson returns it up to the 25-yard line. Reno is 12 of 24 for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Goodman's 2 receptions for 131 yards.
And 2 scores. Both off that same play.
Yes, sir.
One heck of a stat line.
Betcha.
386 to 344 as Minnesota has no need to panic. They're still down just 1 score in this epic shootout here on the Monday Night Spectacular. 45 seconds remaining in the quarter. 2 in the backfield, including Ballmer. He's going to block for Hart, but unsuccessfully so as Hart loses a yard, wrapped up in the backfield by Dvorak.
Yeah, they're only like you said, they're only down by 8, and they've shown success on offense, so they just need to show some discipline there, and I think they'll be okay.
Johnny Reno dropping to throw. Powell dropped it.
Man.
That's the first drop we've seen from either team tonight, and it comes in a critical spot.
Yeah, that's not Powell-like. Maybe he heard footsteps. I don't know, but yeah, unfortunate.
Third down and 11. Coming up. Reno dropping a throw. Reno firing. Caught wide open. Minson. Another first down for Minnesota as we get to the end of the third quarter.
I was going to say, if they didn't get this, I was going to say time to on the sidelines to regroup. But, man, did it on the field. And who you're going to go to is Minson. I mean, again, the tight end Gazelle just found an opening in the coverage, wide open, and Reno found it.
End of the third quarter, and this game just keeps getting more interesting. Denver 35, Minnesota 27. You're watching the Monday Night Spectacular Week 13 edition right here on the Virtual Football Network. And next week, Charles, there's no need to flex. Washington is surging, winners of 4 in a row. They head to Baltimore, where the Vultures try to avoid their first losing season in franchise history, try to save this season by getting their second consecutive win. They've got a very difficult Washington Trident team, and that is ours next Monday night. One of the final games, perhaps, of the Baltimore Vultures' storied history as that run gets 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that Baltimore's leaving. I don't want to dwell on that news, but I think the game is going to be great. A lot riding on it, and we're just hitting these Monday Night Spectaculars one after the other.
2nd and 7, the handoff goes to Isaac Knox, and I don't know how. Oh, they marked him for a first down. I think Denver has to challenge. He should have gotten a first down, but that was a great tackle.
I tell you what, one little shimmy by Knox, we could have been looking at a different story there. I mean, he ran straight into the defender.
Johnny Reno's pass is caught. Jay Taylor down to the 25-yard line. First down, pretty. Minnesota.
That was pretty. I already used sexy, now I'm saying pretty.
All sorts of words for it. The most underrated part of being a broadcaster is that old thesaurus. You got to find a lot of different ways to say the same thing. Look at the pass distribution from Reno tonight. That's pretty impressive.
Is that a dinosaur? Using all these big words, a thesaurus?
No. Oh, man. There's a lot of people that are going to be upset I laughed at that. Colin Hart picks up 8.
Why? Come on now.
I mean, that's just, come on. That's one of the oldest dad jokes in the book.
But you laughed at it, though. So
I know.
It worked.
That's why people would be upset.
Nobody's upset at you, Cam. Come on.
Second and 2, 8:25 to go in this ball game, unless we go to overtime. Again, handoff to Jay Ballmer, and Ballmer put over. I thought he got it. Did you see him stretch out beyond the sticks?
No way. That was not a good. I don't think that was a good spot at all. But it's 3rd and inches. Put him again.
And Minnesota has been balling on 3rd down, 9 of 14. Reno going to take it himself. First down.
Or that. I mean, that works too. Wow, gutsy. I don't know. You know what? I don't think he's had a lot of runs prior to this. Am I wrong? This game? I think he's running his run count's pretty high.
Reno as that. Oh, it's picked on a deflection. Tipped to himself. Jimmy Hatsis takes it back, and that could be a backbreaker for Minnesota.
Oh my God! How many of those plays, Cam, do we see that are juggled, and they aren't able to hold on to it? I mean, man, that was what, 3 times, and Hatsis was able to bring it in.
Hatsis with interception number 5 this season. That ties Parker Thomas for the team lead and tied for 3rd now in the SFL this season overall. Denver, coming into the night, had 20 interceptions. That is their 22nd. If they get one more, it'll be the most they've had in a season since season 18, as Blanton drops to throw and finds down the sideline. You got to be kidding me, Michael Goodman.
Holy smoke. That was, I mean, he's shown it all. He's executed when he's wide open, which is kind of hard to do when you're that wide open, and he's executed on that twice. In great coverage, he's able to turn his body around to the sideline, and Blanton is able to hit a picture perfect throw right in the numbers.
Look at 23-5. That was their 5th first
Here we
down.
go.
Mosley first down to the 35-yard line. The average yards per play still 11.7 for Denver.
Tell you what, now's the time for Minnesota. Call a timeout, something. I talked about regrouping earlier. Now's the time for that defense to do it, because Denver's just kind of having their way with them at this point in the fourth.
Both offenses over 400 yards of offense. Minnesota needs to force a turnover. Blanton has been on fire, and the pass is caught. Huge hit. Dylan Lewis hangs on.
Unbelievable. I mean, I thought that was going to be a sack. Able to stand in there. And I think that's the first reception by Lewis, and it's probably one of the most important of the game, keeping that drive alive.
Luis asked in the chat, where did this week in the SFL go? My co-host left. So we'll have a new show format for both the SFL and the UFL on Tuesdays right here on the Virtual Football Network in 2026 as Mosley picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, I mean, the Denver's definitely in the driver's seat here, and Minnesota's got to find a way to upset the apple cart. I mean, they're just hitting everything on Denver, and it's working.
Under 6 to go in the fourth. Mills is the fullback. O'Shaughnessy in the backfield. He takes the handoff and pushes the pile forward for a 1st and goal for the Night Wings.
Yep, and the clock is ticking. At this point, it starts to become a huge factor. And when you've got the likes of O'Shaughnessy hitting you through 4 quarters as a defender, you gotta start feeling it.
Even if Denver extends this to a 2-score game, I wouldn't put it past Minnesota to score again. We're not done here as Mosley gets a yard on that play. Tackle made by big number 96, Stephon Ford, who's had a great night all on his own as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've seen the ability for Minnesota to score. It's just them being able to stop the Denver offense.
2nd down and goal. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy, and a huge hit by David Leathers at the goal line to force a 3rd and goal at the 1.
That was big. That was big. Gives them some life here to stop them from putting up 6.
3rd down and goal. Goodman dropping a throw, going in motion from right to left. No idea what I was talking about there. And meets him outside. 4.5 to go in the fourth. And Mosley scores. Boy, I wasn't sure that they gave him the touchdown there momentarily, but Denver extends the lead up to 2 touchdowns, and now it's Minnesota's turn to respond.
And when you look at the pre-snap cam, everyone in the stadium thought they were dropping a throw, but Jeremy Mosley ran it up the middle and fooled everyone.
So the extra point will make it a 15-point game. And Minnesota's got 4.5 left. They'll be in the no huddle. They won't use any timeouts until the 2-minute warning. I mean, it's not totally over yet, but Denver continues to respond as they have all night. An 8-play, 71-yard drive.
So what they have to do is they've got to score quick here, and then they've got to, jack up that defense for Minnesota and cause a turnover, get that ball back, because there's not a lot of time on the board.
This is the 17th time in franchise history, that is 214 games, that the Denver Night Wings have scored 42 points or more. They have not lost a game scoring 42 points or more since season 9, when, as the San Antonio Vaqueros, they lost to the Mexico City Aztecs 52-49. Earlier that season, 2 weeks before that, Charles, they lost to the Vancouver Legion 51-49 in a game that still sets the record for most interceptions in an SFL game. But they have, I mean, it's basically signed, sealed, and delivered. They've won, I believe, 14 straight games when scoring this many points. Nice. That pass is caught by France, first down to 47.
That's the way you got to open it up. You know, empty backfield, passing downfield.
Reno's pass almost intercepted. He was looking for that little back shoulder throw, and Denver was ready for it, knocked away by Stephen Goodman.
I mean, they've got the, I've mentioned Legend have the skill set there on the wide receiver core. Just got to have some the right type of route to get separation downfield, and we could be looking at a touchdown here.
4:12 to go in the fourth quarter as Reno will drop straight back, fire it to Minson. It was a little bit out ahead of him. They're actually going to mark that a first down. Denver does not have time to look at the replay and challenge, so Reno's just going to keep it moving. Reno down the field finds Powell to the 27-yard line. First down with under 4 to play.
Amazing. I mean, they're finding the gaps here in this defense, and keep rolling. Don't stop the flow here.
Reno straight back hits Taylor. That's Quintana on the tackle. Reno's updated numbers, 18 of 33, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Johnny Reno almost threw an interception. Did not see Hatza standing there. 3rd and 3.
Oh, man, they dodged the bullet on that one, Cam. That was right in the numbers for Hatza, and he's kicking himself, but at least they've got a second here on the Minnesota Legends side to regroup and figure out what's going to take them in the end zone.
The 80th play of the night for Minnesota in a game that both teams have almost had over 500 yards of offense. Reno's pass is caught in double coverage. Deezer Powell down to the 1-yard line.
That's an amazing, in between the bookends, right into the table of contents.
Reno short to France, incomplete, 2nd and goal. I thought he had a man open in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, the things are moving quick out there, and the defense just lit up France on that goal line.
If Minnesota scores, boy, it's dicey whether or not they would go for the onside kick or not. With 3:23 left, down 8, I think they probably would. 2nd down and goal at the 1.5-yard line. Reno is going to throw, dropping to throw, 3 steps, has to get rid of it, pass caught, touchdown!
There you go.
Jay Taylor's second of the night. It's a 9-point game with an extra point pending.
And 8 of the season. We talked about them having to score fast, and check that box, and now it starts getting exciting here on this kickoff. Like you said, do they go for the kickoff, or do they do an onside? I like you, and I would go onside.
I wasn't sure if that pass was intended for France. In the back of the end zone, Taylor nabbed it away. An impressive performance tonight from Jay Taylor. 8 receptions for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Minnesota's going for the 2 right here to determine what they want to do on the next series. 3:20 to go. Reno trying to make it a 1-possession game, and they shotgun pass is caught by Mam. It's down to 7.
It's amazing. You know, I shook my head when I saw them lining up for it, but man, they executed. Wow, just pinpoint passing by Reno on that hurry-up offense drill here late in the 4th.
Now, what will they do with 3:20 to go? They will kick the onside kick. It is a rarity to recover one of these babies as Mickey Melillo will hop that one in the air. It's fielded too early, so one more opportunity. That was Frosso who got a little handsy.
Oh man, this is always gets my blood pressure up.
Now, typically, the second one might fire outside. Melillo is a very talented kicker. This can be dangerous. It looks like R.E. Mills is that up man, and it's going right to him, and he dropped it! He dropped it! Deezer Powell recovers! First down, Minnesota!
Against all odds. It didn't look like they were going to get it here, especially after that penalty. That makes it even harder. And now you've got the ball with plenty of time on the clock.
Another unbelievable game here on Monday night. First down for Minnesota. They just won't let it go. Pass cut by Minson, 9.5. They're still in no huddle. That's a positive for Minnesota. And credit our stat truck who's keeping up with all this.
Open.
Jay Taylor to the Denver 43-yard line.
It's way too open.
Oh, man, Reno, back shoulder. Taylor stops the clock. They
Taylor's
might
doing his
score
magic
too
all
quickly.
over the field. All over the field, he's finding openings.
This is just unbelievable.
Catch my breath, Cam.
Jay Taylor has completed. I'll get back to that in a moment. Oh, that pass is caught wide open. Taylor first down, 2:50 to go.
Got it. They got to change that defense. Giving too much separation for the receivers.
Reno Minson down to the 9-yard line. 5 for 74 for Minson. 2.5 to go. This is Reno dropping a throw. Outside Frantz. And Frantz is out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
I tell you what, Cam, that was a blessing for the Denver defense. They needed to stop the clock and get a new play in there, but now they're on the goal line. Tons of pressure, but wow.
The fact that only 53 of SFL Nation is watching this right now is a crime against humanity. 2nd and goal at the 1. Reno drops the throw to France. The ball is knocked up in the air and incomplete. 3rd and goal.
It looked like France just wasn't able to turn his body around at the right moment. Hit him in the pads and the ball bounced away.
Another 3rd down for Minnesota. They're 17th in the game. 3rd and goal at the 1 with 2:27 to go. They're in the no huddle, meaning they won't run. This is Minson. They got to execute again just like they did on the last drive. Reno, touchdown legend.
Oh, it's amazing. And you know what's amazing about that? I think that's his 2nd touchdown of the season. He's your pal. And his 2nd one is probably one of the most important in his career, keeping the playoff hopes of Minnesota alive. Oh, my God.
1-on-1 with Jimmy Hatsis, and Powell is able to deliver. Now the game-tying extra point for Mickey Melillo is good, and we're tied at 42.
Buckle up, my friends. This is going to get crazy. Denver's a quick score, too. The only bad thing about that Minnesota drive was they left too much time on the clock.
Minnesota is 8-0 all-time when scoring 42 points. Something's got to give tonight. This on the return is Jay Viper, 3 yards out of the end zone, still able to get it to the 26-yard line.
Look at that yardage, Cam. Holy smokes.
And now the total play count, the players that are coming on the field right now, they are fresh as a daisy. It is 91 to 41 in total plays tonight in favor of Minnesota.
Oh, that was a nice reference from the 40s. Fresh as a daisy. Yeah, fresh as a daisy, see?
2:19 to go in the 4th quarter. Trellis Blanton hands off to O'Shaughnessy. Why wouldn't we reference the 40s in a 42-42 game tonight?
Right.
2-yard pickup.
Right. Nice. That was smart thinking right there. On your feet.
I don't think we're going to get another playoff before the 2-minute warning. Denver trying to be careful with their play calling. What do you do now? 2 minutes to go. Got to be kidding me. 42-42. This is what we live for here on the Virtual Football Network.
And this is what Denver practice. I mean, in their hurry at practice, they've got 2 minutes left, 3 timeouts. They're on the 28-yard line. It's more than enough for them to at least get a field goal. They just got to execute the way they practiced.
15 unanswered points for Minnesota to tie the game at 42, and O'Shaughnessy is knocked backwards behind the line, so a critical 3rd down and 9 coming up. Blanton has thrown just 9 times tonight.
9 to 45. That's crazy.
That is pretty Back to pass, Blanton. Deep drop back, and the pass is incomplete. Minnesota gets the stop.
There's, I think 99% of the coaches in this league would have passed on that one, but another line of thought was maybe try and run and take some time off the clock, force a timeout for Minnesota, and put some pressure on them.
Hartshorn in the chat says this feels so Dallas versus Green Bay. There are no ties in this league, baby. From the 38-yard line, ma'am. Breaks a tackle to the 42, and that's where Minnesota, fittingly, will start their drive with 1:27 to go.
And just like we said to Denver, they've got the clock and the position on their hand to get a field goal, and the same with Minnesota here. They just got to do smart execution like they practice every week, and get in field goal range for their kicker, Malillo.
9 in the box. France is going to be followed by Blake Prine, the safety. And Reno is going to throw, try to stay aggressive. Johnny Reno's pass caught by Jay Taylor. They are just maybe 10 yards out of field goal range. Another completion for Reno is 28.
Hurry up or call a timeout.
Wow.
That was a great one. I mean, got between the zone coverage and the placement of that ball and the timing of that ball by Reno was A+.
That is Minnesota's 30th first down of the game. Under a minute to go. Reno going to throw again. Johnny Reno, incomplete. As he was trying to get into field goal range, Quintana on the deflection.
It always amazes me at this time of the game with little time on the clock, how many teams pass into the center of the field. I mean, you probably want to look at something on the sidelines. I know they're going to try and cover it, but give some options for your quarterback to throw to somebody near the sidelines.
Minnesota has stayed hyper aggressive. This time they're going to give it off to Colin Hart down to about the 40. Minnesota trying to be sure, Charles, that Denver does not get an opportunity to possess the football. They got to get into field goal range on this play here. 3rd down and 9, or we're going to overtime most likely.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're going deep on this one.
Can Denver get a stop? 30 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Reno, straight back, fires, incomplete! A monster hit by Tank Bennett on Deezer Pally. Can't catch that one in double coverage, and Denver will get the last laugh in the 4th quarter.
It's if you're a gunslinger here, you go for it.
And they are, Charles. Whoa, that takes some gusto. Just outside of field goal range. If you don't get it, Denver gets the ball on their own 40 with 3 timeouts, but Minnesota trying to end it right here. 4th down and 9. Reno drops to throw. Reno fires. It's intercepted. Picked off by Parker Thomas down to the 47-yard line. It takes a few seconds off the clock, down to 19.
6th interception for Thomas, and they stopped the drive, which is outstanding. I don't know if they have enough time to put points on the board, even though they have 3 timeouts. But man, what a great effort by Thomas there.
Minnesota was 1 of 1 on 4th downs so far this season. They were one of, if not the only team to fail to convert, but they failed on that 4th down attempt. So now Blanton, with 19 seconds and 3 timeouts, will try to lead the charge for Denver down the field. And all Minnesota's saying is, please, somebody stay back and cover. Blanton, back to pass. Looks down the field. It's picked off. Picked off and back the other way. Back the other way. It was a Chris Stott with 12 seconds left.
Oh my gosh. This game is wackadoo, I'm telling you. Oh my God. They had, I don't know if it was a mismatch, but they had Deezer Powell just do a fly route into the end zone. And I mean, what the heck? Why not try it? To the 16th season veteran, try deep. I mean, you may even be able to get like a PI penalty.
Minnesota can still get into field goal range here. They would probably
Crazy.
need about the 34-yard line to give Mickey Melillo a realistic shot. His long this season is only 45. As Reno drops to throw, he'll fire it deep. That pass is incomplete. There's still 8 seconds left. Woo!
It's the record for the most plays in 2 minutes. Seems like there's been 100.
I think we've hit that record. All right, Ron Haynes and Mark Mello in our stats truck, they are going to be gassed by the end of this one.
Oh my gosh, 200 plays and 5, changes of possession.
Reno quickly incomplete, and now it's almost Hail Mary time, although you could realistically get a play in 4 seconds, but man, it's tight.
Got to be on the, you got to run out of bounds when you catch the ball.
5 seconds left. What is Minnesota going to choose to do? It's Reno, and he will fire it, but that's off the hands. Well, now there's 1 second left.
Unbelievable.
Does Minnesota try for a Hail Mary?
Holy smokes. This could be one of the craziest endings of a game this season.
They're going to punt and play for overtime, unless it's a fake, Charles, which you know all too well.
Yep.
Melillo will punt it away. And it'll be returned from the 15-yard. Wow, what a hit. That's going to be one of the best coverages we've seen all season. And back-to-back weeks on the Monday Night Spectacular. We're going to overtime.
What an unbelievable game. 42-42. Amazing.
Oh, my goodness. We have seen... Well, let's see who wins the toss here. This is very important. We saw Mexico City score on the first play last week after winning the toss, and Denver is going to get the football first. Its first score wins here in the SFL.
This is crazy. This is such a crazy game, Cam. I have no idea what's going to happen. Both of these teams have the ability to take it to the house, and hold on tight.
Ron says the truck is on fire. I don't doubt it, as Viper on the return will get up to the 27-yard line. Okay, just recapping this season on the Monday Night Spectacular, we had Mexico City win in overtime. Remember, Charles, we had DC beat Baltimore in the final seconds, 24-20. We saw Houston upset Albuquerque 20-19 in Albuquerque. That was their first ever loss at home. We saw Detroit take down Pittsburgh 13-6 in a wildly entertaining game in our first Monday Night Spectacular of the season. This has been one of the greatest seasons of Monday Night Football we have seen on this channel. And here we go again, 42-42. Denver and Minnesota. They'll start with a handoff to O'Shaughnessy, and he gets nothing.
They had pretty much all players but a safety that was deep in the box ready to stop that. What we don't want to see at this point is the send the kitchen sink in to blitz the quarterback. That hasn't worked.
O'Shaughnessy's been fairly bottled up in the fourth quarter and overtime. I'll give Minnesota that. They have struggled much of the night, but not here recently, and that was really tight coverage inside 5 yards, getting physical with Dylan Lewis to set up a 3rd and 10.
I think the players on both sides of the ball are gassed, and they're trying to find something to put them over the top.
Unbelievable. 4 receivers, 3rd down and 10 for Denver. Blanton is 7 of 11, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. One of the most hot and cold evenings you'll ever see out of a quarterback. Blanton on 3rd down will fire and almost throw a pick. That one was 2 out in front of Dylan Lewis. And how about Minnesota gets a 3 and out, no yards to start overtime?
That was curious. They sent they sent motion, and the defender at the bottom of the screen left Michael Goodman wide open, and Blanton didn't see it.
Bradshaw will punt it away. Minnesota has had pretty good field position much of this second half. The Faircon almost ran right into him. Did Shiner? No call. They've let him play all night. First down at the 29. Great punt.
That was a lot of steel nerves being able to do that. I'm telling you.
Stephen Black, thank God I work at a hospital because this game's about to give me a heart attack. Oh, you poor souls. First down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Reno's under center. The handoff goes to Colin Hart. He's got some space up the middle, picking up 7.
Nice. You need that to get some energy there for your offense. Nice 7-yard dash on first down.
Hart is now over 100. We've got some milestones to update through all of the mayhem out there. Jay Taylor has crossed the 8,000-yard receiving milestone as Isaac Knox will pick up a first down for Minnesota. B.J. Loveless right now unofficially is 1 tackle away from 1,000. He needs 6, so we'll check that in post-game. That is a huge milestone for B.J. Loveless. Minson got to his 9,000 earlier. Johnny Reno has gotten to 25,000 career passing yards. He did it through all of that craziness in the no-huddle offense as Colin Hart picks up 2, and earlier tonight Bailey O'Shaughnessy got above 9,000. So some really big milestones here tonight as we hit 2nd down and 8.
So it looks like Minnesota is just trying to take advantage of that tired defense for Denver and just running it up the gut and getting some extra yards. Except for here.
Hand off to Knox, 3rd down and 8 coming up. And I have to check the total play count because I think this might be a first. 104 plays in the game for Minnesota. That is an SFL record. I've never seen that number. I didn't know it went triple digits.
Oh my gosh.
3rd and 8 for Minnesota. Reno stepping up in the pocket, firing down the field. It is incomplete, and Denver gets the stop.
That is interesting. Curious. Reno is in the pocket and ran up into the back of his blocker. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh man, back-to-back punts in a game with 84 points to start overtime.
Yep.
Oh man, football is a beautiful game. We started the season as Keel on the return of the 24. We started the season, Charles, with a 13-6 humdinger, and here tonight the polar opposite.
Back to the 40s.
Oh man. What a game. Can Denver get over 500 yards on this drive? Put both teams over the mark. First down at the 24-yard line. Blanton going to start the drive with a pass. He's going to dump it off short to Keel, who turns the corner, who breaks a tackle. Keel down to the 47-yard line. Sweet Jiminy Christmas.
Wow, I'm getting a lot of flashbacks from my grandparents here. But hey, Logan Keel, he caught the ball, and I didn't think he was going to get anything out of that. And he turned nothing into a big something. Getting the first down, driving the ball downfield. Holy smokes, that was amazing.
Oh, man. First down to the 46, and upon review, he did not step out of bounds. A brilliant play from Logan Keel. Staying with Trellis Blanton, the pass over the middle, caught by Viper. Viper past the 40. Jay Viper down to the 36-yard line. It's Viper's first catch of the game.
Oh my! And he just did a slant route out of the. It looks like he was lined up tight and just got separation. It looked like a linebacker was. No, excuse me. It looked like who was cut? Donnie Nicky, the backup free safety, was trying to guard him, and just had total separation. Was able to capitalize it. Smart play, finding that gap in the coverage, and man, they are knocking at the door to win this game.
Been an issue all night long, and finally Denver taking full advantage of it here in overtime in terms of that coverage by Nicky. The handoff is going to go to O'Shaughnessy, and that picks up nothing. 2nd down.
I mean, they've at this point, I think they could, put it on the back of their running backs, Mosley, Mills, and O'Shaughnessy.
6 minutes left. They're not really in field goal range just yet. Blanton trying to change that. Hits Viper. First down. How about Viper stepping up clutch in overtime.
Definitely clutch. And that was that wasn't the most accurate pass, but that was execution by Viper. Able to stretch his arms out there and bring it in. Huge catch, especially when the safety had, he could hear the footsteps of number 21, David Leathers, closing in.
Viper 18 catches this season, and the ironic thing about this game for Denver is they have kicked the second most field goals in the league. Blanton's still going to throw. He takes a sack and lost 5 yards. That's Lovelace with the sack, and that should be tackle 1,000.
Tackle 1,000, and it's his first sack of the season, and that was huge.
Yeah, what? You've got to be kidding me.
That's amazing. This game is going to, this one's going to be for the record books.
Bradshaw, Denver has kicked more field goals than any other team in the red zone this season. They have kicked the second most field goals of any team this season, but they have not kicked a field goal tonight. They might kick a field goal to win this game, 2nd and 15, as long as they don't continue to move backwards. Blanton is going to roll to his left. Blanton fires down the field, incomplete, as Denver tries to push the ball up the field. They have been hyper-aggressive here in overtime.
Haven't seen that roll out a lot tonight. That might even be the first time, maybe the second time. I don't know. What I do know is Bradshaw's longest this season is 50. So I think they're well within range for him right now.
It would be a 41-yarder tonight. We haven't seen much wind out there. 3rd down and long for Blanton as Denver tries to get closer. Almost took a sack. And it's caught at the 11-yard line. It is short of the sticks, but it will make the field goal much more presentable for Jordan Bradshaw to win it.
And guess who caught it? Viper. Viper's come alive here in overtime. It just put the offense on his back, and now they're knocking at the door to win this game.
18 catches this season. Viper has 3 in overtime. Jordan Bradshaw, 27-yarder to win it. Sweet Mary Lou! That's a game winner for Denver. We've had touchdowns all night, and the field goal does the job. Nightwings sweep the legend.
What a way to finish up this game, Cam. Great execution by Denver, mixing up the runs and the passes, and Viper here late in the game was able to just find the separation and the openings in the secondary, able to move the ball down the field and set up a field goal for the game-winning kick.
For Minnesota, an absolute heartbreaker. 30 first downs, 572 yards of offense, almost 200 rushing yards, 12 of 20 on 3rd down conversions, but in the red zone they had 6 trips and only 3 touchdowns. That could have been the difference. Overall, an exact 100 offensive plays. That is an SFL record. I've never seen that in all of my days around here. Who gets the game ball for you, Charles?
Well, I mean, I know it's unfortunate how it happened, but I mean, anytime a wide receiver has 151 yards and 2 touchdowns, I mean, that opens eyes. And so based on that, I'm going to give it to Goodman.
I think I'll go defense, and I'll give it to John Martin, who had 11 tackles, 1 sack. He had a pick as well, and a tackle for loss. He kind of changed the game, Charles, here tonight defensively for Denver. And even though we had 87 points in this game, there was definitely defense here tonight, but unfortunately not enough for Minnesota, who are going to be thinking about this one for a long time. The Legend fall to 4-5, and they have a rigorous schedule to close out the season. Coming up next for Minnesota, it is Vancouver, Pittsburgh, and Fort Worth, although 2 of those 3 are at home. Denver will take on Oklahoma City next week, followed by Florida, and a huge game in Week 16 at Washington. Wow, what a thriller. Ron Haynes and Mark Mello, congrats to you, sirs. That was the hardest game of the season to stat, and we appreciate your perfection. Along with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network from all of us here at the SFL. Good night. We'll see you Friday for Pittsburgh, Arizona. Another epic game to come. We'll see you for Week 14 in a few days.